Hey, everybody! Welcome to another Chubs Gone Wild, episode 438, recorded on April 4th, 2022. And welcome. We welcome you. The weather is currently 75 and partly cloudy. It rained last night. That was really
Not
nice.
really.
Not really? It rained here. Car was all wet this morning.
Well, they said that there wasn't even a measurable amount of rain that hit Sacramento.
Well, they should have measured our car. Anyway, it is 210 days till Halloween, 265 days till Christmas. Oh, happiness. 14 days until Easter, 29 days. Wait, that's not right. Who did that? It's 209 days until TJ the Zombie Girl retires. Yay! It's also 14 days until Nephi's 49th birthday. Yay!
I didn't realize he was so young.
I know! Well, not only that, but I'm telling you, he made some deal with something or whatever, because, you know.
It's the painting in the closet.
Yeah.
He has to look at it every day and appreciate for what he looks like now.
He better. In fact, he looks like a young John Ritter. Yeah. You ever notice that?
No.
Well, he'll be happy to hear that because some of us tell him that, but anyway, John Ritter was just lovely, lovely, lovely man, lovely. Anyway, hello. Patreon offers folks a way to create to receive, all that stuff. Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Sausage from Shagunivals, Eric, Sean, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, and Moose P. And our new March patron, Kingsley. We wanted a patron for last month, but we got one. Yay! Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us and enjoy all the fun little perks.
Oh, I keep getting hit up. Ooh, stop that. I keep getting hit up on LinkedIn by people who want us to improve our podcast.
Oh, yeah, same. We got hit up by somebody that wants to manage our podcast.
I haven't seen that.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a new one on me. So, wait, there we go. No. How do I do this? There we go. Make things a little bigger. Okay, so if you would like to...
You mean like the print on the computer?
Yes, that's exactly what I meant. If you want to become a patron of the show, please go ahead and go over to patreon.com/MattBurlingame. It's been quite a morning for me, so
I guess
I am a little discombobulated and trying to get settled here.
I'm sorry I showed you what I had for lunch. I know that
that bothered me a lot because it was absolutely beautiful. I want chicken strips, I want really good fries, and I want them now. And
lots.
I had a banana.
Lots, and they were good. Thick and meaty and juicy.
I love
God.
Yeah.
And the reason this is okay, you want to hear what a shit I am? Okay. This is called dining for two. You get 6 chicken strips and 2 orders of fries to go with it.
Yeah.
But come on, 6 chicken strips.
I know, right?
For 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck on that. So what I do is I go to Popeyes when Sean's working. So I don't have to share. And
Right.
then I go to KFC when he's not working because he won't eat KFC.
Oh, well, that's good.
So I get it all for myself all the time.
Good. That's not being a shit. That's being smart.
Well,
if he wants chicken strips, go get your own damn chicken strips.
Some people might think that is fat and greedy.
That's what we're here for.
Oh,
Chubs Gone Wild for a reason, Anyway. All right. Well, pardon me. Let's talk about what happened today in history. This is a sad one though. So
what are they?
I know history is sad. What the fuck? Just after 6 p.m. on April 4th, 1968, Martin Luther King Jr. was fatally shot while standing out on a balcony outside his second-story room in the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. The civil rights leader was in Memphis to support sanitation workers' strike and was on his way to a dinner when the bullet struck him in the jaw and severed his spinal cord. King was pronounced dead after his arrival at a Memphis hospital. He was 39 years old. That is insane, and I forgot how young he was. So anyway, some history just sucks. What?
Speaking of memoriams,
yes.
Last night at the Grammys, anybody that can find it, I still haven't been able to find a full version of it yet.
Mm-hmm.
It was the memorial that they have of the people in the music industry who have passed away in the last year. So it was they had Ben Platt, Cynthia Erivo, Leslie Odom Jr. and Rachel Ziegler, was the new girl in A West Side Story that played Maria. And so the four of them sang 3 different Sondheim songs.
Oh, wow.
I was in tears.
Yeah.
At some point, trying to catch my breath so Sean wouldn't realize that I was over here bawling.
Yeah.
But it was the best. I'm sure they left somebody out, but it was the best memorial segment that I've seen on anything. The music was just right because, of course, Sondheim was the last person that they show. And it was Not a Day Goes By from Merrily We Roll Along. It was Sin and the Clowns, and it was Somewhere.
Wow.
Bawling.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was the best part of an already terrific Grammy Awards. So if anybody finds it on the YouTube or somewhere, you should really watch it, because it was just it was really something. It was really something. And
you're not the only person that has said that. I've heard that from several other people too, how incredibly powerful and perfect it was. So that's awesome. Much better than the one on the Oscars, which everyone is still bitching about.
Well, I don't think that Edward Asner really was a movie star. He's a TV star.
If he won an Oscar at any point, though,
he didn't.
Oh, I thought that was the catalyst of how you got on there.
No. I mean, it's if you're part of, I think it's you were part of the Academy, you get up on the screen.
Oh, okay.
So which means that when Will Smith dies, he won't be up on the screen.
Apparently. Well, I'll have to put him up on my screen to remember it. Anyway, by the way, if anybody is watching the video and wonder who's behind me, it is the beautiful Viscount from Bridgeton. Anyway,
and if anyone's wondering, I'm sitting in front of a field of California poppies. Celebrating the spring equinox. Well, not the actual equinox, but spring in general.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. We have a place out here. I'm sure you know this, but some of our listeners may not. We have a place out here called Poppy Hill. Is it Poppy Hill?
Daffodil Hill.
Daffodil Hill. Okay. But when you go
Poppy Hill is most of Northern California during the month of April.
But even on the trip up there, you just see fields and fields of poppies, and they are in the wild, I believe. They are still illegal to pick because they're not a really good cut flower. Right. In fact, I believe our Michael Sage, he has planted in his planter some California poppies just to have the beautiful color of them. Yeah, I want to take a bag of seeds to Hawaii and spread them all around there, but they're very touchy about that kind of thing. Yeah, so weird. Okay, well, let's see what we have celebrated today, accidentally or otherwise. Today is 404 Day. Also, Hug a News Person Day. No one has
I saw it. I saw that happen today.
really.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was watching Fox 40, which is a local station, not the Fox News.
right.
And yeah, in between two shows, they hugged each other. So
Oh, that's nice.
it's very sweet. And I thought, okay, I wonder if that counts.
Yeah,
I mean, actually you could hug yourself because you've been a news person.
I could hug myself. Well, you've done newspaper stuff. And
Well, not
radio.
to mention that I was a full-fledged reviewer for 16 years.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I'll hug myself after, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Get some alone time with your husband.
No, he's
From your
working.
husband, one or the other. Also, it's International Carrot Day, International Day for Mine Awareness and Assistance in Mine Action. Also, Jeep 4x4 Day, Cordon Bleu Fun Day. It's National Fun Day. That's wonderful. Sweet potatoes. No, thank you. Tell a lie. I'll have to try that later. I thought that was the 1st, April 1st. Victims of Violence Holy Day, Vitamin C, Walk Around Things, and World Rat Day. Alrighty. So, what was the one? Oh, so did you either try to or fall for any April Fool's things this year?
No. Well, I did watch the Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon switch.
Oh,
which was actually quite funny because usually what I do is at 11:35 I start Jimmy Fallon on the Tonight Show because he's only got about 3 jokes and they're terrible, and so then I move immediately over to Stephen Colbert and then finish with Jimmy Kimmel, and usually and I just watch the monologues, so usually I'm done before midnight watching all 3. And so I'm watching the Tonight Show and they go, here's Jimmy Kimmel. And it's like, what? And then he goes, and it's the Tonight Show set. So, they actually flew to different coasts to pull off the joke. And then they go, well, let's go to the Jimmy Kimmel show over on ABC. Oh, look. And there's Jimmy Fallon going, ah. So then I watched Jimmy Fallon on the Jimmy Kimmel show. So I participated in an April Fool's joke, but I didn't actually. It wasn't really played on me. I guess it was kind of, but not.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I didn't really catch any myself. I did wake up to Clint, our dear friend, trying to do one saying that he was here to support me, knowing that this was going to be a big hit since Corey Hart died. Not cool. Didn't fall for it. Knew that it was the day, so I knew it was bullshit. But I'm also like, that's kind of just fucked up.
Did he come to your house?
Huh? No. We use this video program. It's an instant messenger video called Marco Polo. So he sent me that, and I was like, whatever. But it's not a nice joke, dude. And then another friend of mine, who shall remain nameless, tried to do one saying that they have now come to terms with the fact that they are transgender. And well, that went over like a lead balloon. And I also saw somebody online who was upset because one of their friends had done the same thing and said that it was disrespectful for transgender person and they're not talking to that person ever again. So I just was like, oh, it's just a bad joke.
Kind of like declaring that you're not part of the mass shooting on Saturday night here in Sacramento.
That's not a joke, is it?
Well, it's a joke if anyone thought that you would be out on the street at 2:00 in the morning, because there were an awful lot of people that did it, and shame on them. I believe them nameless.
Well, okay, I disagree.
Okay.
Although I think, there are some people that did it because there's like 100 people on my friends list who have been trickling in doing it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I
I
know.
sure got calls from their family. But a lot of people with the original news didn't know that when it took place. In fact, I was getting people checking on me. They had no idea. They thought it was the story that came out that they read said early morning. It didn't specify that it was 2 a.m.
Oh,
So
okay.
they would have known that my ass would have been in bed. But yeah, a lot of people didn't know from the news. So
Well, I know it's the same thing. I always get people going, "Oh my God, are the fires near you?" And I go, "Are you kidding? They're like 400 miles away from me."
yeah,
Well, they said California.
right. And people don't seem to really understand sometimes just how big California is. But we, so I don't think there was anything wrong with everybody, including myself, checking in and saying, yes, everything is fine for us. Anyway, okay, we're done with that segment. And yeah, but I can't remember the last time I really bothered trying or fell for one. But I don't think my friend circle really buys into it,
Well, it's a lot of work for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're going to do it right, and if you're paying attention for the day and the day, you're pretty much going to be very and on your guard. Anyway, today's affirmation, would you like to know? Yes, I know you would. Oh, I would too. Let me switch the page so we can find out.
Oh, you sure it's not next week's or 4 weeks ago or something like that?
No, at least I have one. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, good for you. You're a king. You are the richest man I know. That
I
fucking
get
thing.
sent one of these calendars every year, and I love it.
I know, and it's his birthday month. Blah blah blah. Let's go.
Okay, I open new doors of opportunity and abundance each day. That's wonderful. All right. Well, we got nothing in our feedback this time. Wait a minute. Did we?
Birthdays.
Okay. Oh, that's right. We actually didn't do birthdays this month. Okay.
No, we could do birthdays last month, but it just
no. You said
no. It was just in the shadow of
except
Kathy Baker's
baking.
birthday month, so it felt like
none.
I agree. I still stand by that.
Okay.
But now we can go ahead and talk about birthdays again.
Okay. Well, let's start with happy birthday to Christara and Emmett, our sweet musical friend.
Is that the otter?
Yeah. That jug band thing, I still don't fucking understand why people like that. But I ain't knocking you. I'm trying. But I'm never gonna watch that shit again.
He doesn't listen.
Yeah. Okay. Also, happy birthday to. We've got to Declan and Felicia, Abby, Danny, Aunt, Alma, Luca, Monty, Jessica, Randy, Alan, Kyle. Oh, Kyle. Kyle is from that Gayish podcast. Also, Joe, Lindsay, TJ, and MC. Happy birthday, y'all. Hope you had a really good old time. Yes, I do. And happy belated birthday to Debbie, just because. And of course, in just 2 weeks, no, 10 days, 13 days, 2 weeks, whatever, 2 weeks, Nephi's birthday is coming up. Yay, we're so happy, yay. Okay, moving on. What we got here? All right, so the next up is our feedback. We got nothing in our feedback this time, but we do have some Chub hugs to send out. I imagine you and I both have the same in some ways. But also I want to send a Chub hug out to our friend Mike, whose poodle passed recently. Very sad. And then also to the people, as we were just talking about, who were gunned down yesterday at 2 a.m. in Sacramento. So apparently 6 people were killed and 9 were injured.
12.
Oh, they raised it. Okay, so 12 people were
It was
injured.
10 for the longest time, and then 2 more people came forward with gunshot or wounds.
I'm not surprised. Apparently there were 70-something shots within 50 seconds.
Well, have you seen the latest video from the video that is from the club that it happened to, because this happened basically right outside of the Crest Theater.
Yeah.
So just give you, because I know you know where that is,
Yeah.
but right on that corner there, they have a video of like these people like all jumping on each other and they're having a fight and they're choking out, so there's like probably 20 people in a fight, and then all of a sudden you hear a machine gun going off.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it may be that one AR-14, but it sounded like, I mean, it was just continual. It was just a continual sound of a gunfire, and it wasn't like boom, boom, boom. It was boom, 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 that kind of thing. And it was pretty terrifying. And you could just, all of a sudden, all those people that were fighting stopped and started running the other direction, as one would expect. But it was, it was terrible. Terrible.
And the thing that got me too was that apparently this is the second mass shooting in Sacramento that has happened within the last several weeks. And I didn't even hear about the other one.
What was that?
I don't know.
And well, you remember, it has to be a certain number to be a mass shooting, by the way.
It has to involve at least 4 people. But it's just one of those, like, it's happening every single day. And so it's just not becoming big news.
Well, it does make you, it does make the late night clubbing scene less and less attractive, and being, let's see, like road rage, not a good idea anymore.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's the one thing I keep hearing about, is that people are being gunned down when they're caught in some sort of road rage incident. And it might just be the fact that somebody cut you off and you decided that you're going to kill them for it. So it's not even a major
offense.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like this was going on and you were trying to run them off the road and you're shooting at them. No, this is just, oh yeah, you cut me off and you're going to pay for it now.
Yep. So anyway, did you have any chub hugs that you wanted to send out?
No, you used all mine up.
Okay. All right. Well, good. Then it comes from both of us, so they get extra squeezes. All right, current topics. Well, Ariana Grande throws down $1.5 million to fight GOP attacks on trans youth. She's putting her money where her values are, and she's asked fans to fork over some cash to fight bigotry too. So awesome. Awesome to her. Biden administration adds X gender marker to passports, and TSA will change scanner machines to remove gender. The Biden administration just made travel a whole lot easier for transgender people with a series of policy changes. Retirement paperwork will get easier too. Awesome. And Gavin Newsom, we talked a little bit on this last time, but Gavin Newsom announced the first transgender judge appointed to the bench in California history. Judge Andy Midrick's career was built on advocating for rights for disabled people. And she is somebody that I know. So that is very, very awesome. All right. And now Tom wants to talk to you about.
Well, I did finish up season 1 of Human Resource, and it was, it was filthy. The whole thing was just filthy. Funny, but filthy. Well, I mean, you put a bunch of hormone monsters into a room and you think there's not going to be fucking? Come on, seriously. Yeah. So there was that. On RuPaul's Drag Race this week, they did a Ross Matthews roast, and some did well and others were just, I was surprised. I'm always surprised at some of these people how they're so good one week and then the next week they can't figure out what the fuck they're doing.
Right?
And
Yeah.
it's so weird because, the one thing with drag queens is they're usually consistent, unless they're doing too many drugs. But we're not doing too many drugs on this show, so it can't be that. But Deja, who's the queen that's from Fresno, she just did big flunk. It was not good. And then Georges, who's the pretty queen, the Latin queen, who's pretty boy, pretty girl, it doesn't matter. But he can lip sync and I think he can dance, but he can't talk, sing, or act. So
he's just there because he's pretty.
Yeah. And that's why he stayed as long as he has, because he can lip sync really well, but he can't sing on his own, he can't act, and he certainly is not funny. Although he's funny when he just talks, in the back room, he's pretty funny, but you give him lines to memorize and he's going to fuck them up. So those are the two queens that went home. And now we're down to the last 5. And it's a strong 5. Lady Camden from Sacramento is still in. So that's exciting.
That is very exciting. I'm just so blown away that we actually have a really good queen in there to put us on the map.
Right. Our first one to put us on the, actually, like I said before, I don't even remember any queens from San Francisco in all these years.
I don't either.
Yeah. So having Fresno and Sacramento represented the same season is kind of shocking, especially since RuPaul's Drag Race is filmed in Los Angeles. So anyway, Top Chef this week was a lot of fun. They did the challenge was to take brisket and barbecue it, smoke it, and then turn it into something that's not just sliced brisket. So it's kind of, I always like to see where they're going to go with it. Although I'm not a big brisket fan. I mean, I do like brisket in form of what you call it, corned beef or pastrami, but regular brisket, maybe I just haven't had good brisket. But it seems I don't like the texture, and it seems just fatty grossness to me.
Yeah, same.
The Masked Singer this week, they added in 5 new characters: Miss Teddy, a giant teddy bear; the Hydra, which is a 3-headed creature that I'm pretty sure has 2 people in it, and I'm sure that it's probably somebody from the Muppets. The Ringmaster, the Lemur, and the Armadillo. And this week they got rid of the Lemur, and it ended up being Christy Brinkley. So that Uptown Girl is going to go home. So
name from the past.
Yeah, but she still looks great. It's terrible. I finished Krakow Monster, and the ending was fine. It was satisfying. And then they gave us you can't do this, so you're going to pay for this. We're coming for you. And it's like, part 2, great, okay.
You can't kill a god. Well, she did.
Yeah, so there was that. On Minx, which is about the women's magazine with wieners. Oh my God! The first episode I watched was the girl she's this uptight bitch who wants this feminazi magazine, and then she sleeps with the male model who's on the cover, and then she's like, wow, that was just amazing, it was so great just having sex and not even worrying about it. And then the guy's like, what about me? You just used I want my penis back, and so it was kind of fun flipping the roles there. And then the second episode I watched, they were shooting David, the statue of David, come to life, but this guy had a huge cock on him. Huge. Oh my God, it was so big that it was distracting. When he would turn around, you'd go, what? The iPad fell to the floor because I moved so quickly. So that was, and the episodes are fun. I like, this reminds me of a play that I saw back a few years ago called the Poughkeepsie Porn Company. And it's just kind of fun watching people, and not sexual, but in a high sex situation.
Yeah, a sex positive, body
Yeah.
positive, but it's titillating, but it's not. It's
Right.
irreverent.
And they're basically the one person, her sister, the main character sister, is working there, and so she sees this huge dick, and she's like, I can't take my eyes off him, and she goes, you'll get used to this, don't worry. Because because the first episode we saw like 20 penises, and I was numb to it by that point. It's like, okay, there's another penis. So let's see. Our Flag Means Death. This is now on it's a HBO Max. It's this pirate comedy, and it's according to HBO, it's trending high. Everyone's talking about it, and I'm like, so they all hate it, and they're like, no, they love it. It's the best thing on HBO, and I'm like, no. This thing was. It was, I felt bad. I know what they were trying to achieve. They were trying to give it kind of a Monty Python feel, and it just was falling flat for me. So good luck if anybody likes it. I started the new Moon Knight.
Oh, yeah.
Anight on Disney Plus. And the first episode is so strange. And you don't know what's really going on, because I don't know anything about this character. I don't know where it's going. I'm so confused, but in a good way. It's like, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with the show, because right now I am just lost. But like I said, in a good way. Now,
that's going to be a weekly drop?
It's probably 5 or 6 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a new movie on HBO called Moonshot. And it's a romantic comedy with one of the Cole brothers from Sweet Life. And the preview is so awful, I won't even watch it. It's like, really, if you're showing me that it's a romantic comedy taking place on the moon, and you're feeding me that lousy trailer, obviously you're trying to appeal to 9-year-old girls, and I'm not her anymore. So it just looked terrible, to the point of where I'm like, no, hell no. I did tell Brian that he needs to start watching MasterChef Junior, because at the end of each episode, at least one child is crying, and I know he likes that kind of thing. So
I just watched episode 1 of the first season of that.
Yeah, well, I must admit, I do like, it's like, well, I'm afraid that, Rachel, you're going home. And then all the kids give her a hug. And
I'm only 8 years old.
And yes, and then in the what do you call the diary room, or where the room that they interview them, they're going, I should really be proud, because there were hundreds and thousands of people who auditioned for this, and I made it into the top 16, but now I'm going home. And I'm like, sometimes I point and laugh. So
I'm 8 years old, and I made a 7-course meal, and they hated it.
Okay. Another new one I started on Netflix is called The Chosen, and this is about a small town, a podunk town in Denmark. If they're, you think, well, what is that? But there are such things, and they had a meteor that struck 17 years ago, and now something's changed.
Shit.
I need your help to bring my.
Sorry, go on.
So you're so bored, you're watching other things. Nice.
No, I am. I was looking up The Chosen so I could see.
Okay, so so it's these teenagers in the town trying to figure out what's going on, and of course they're all about the same age. So as they're all about the same age as the time that the meteor struck. So I'm sure that the fact that they're all 17 has something to do with what's going on, and the fact that it was never a meteor, it was really a spaceship, and there's like aliens and stuff. So again, it's one of my international shows that I've been finding, and I'm liking. Like I was telling Brian, I said I'm watching stuff from South Korea and Japan and Poland and Norway and France and now Denmark. And I'm really enjoying all these shows. They've got really good concepts. And thankfully the lip syncing, well, the dubbing has gotten so good on these shows that it's not distracting.
Right.
You know, like remember the old Japanese, like Godzilla, they'd go, and then the dubbing would be run. It's like, okay. But it's I'm halfway through it and it's kind of fun. But the weird thing is that these kids are so bored that all they do is get like pass out drunk and fuck everybody. And it's like, I mean, to the point of where I've seen, I think 3 people puke so far. On the very first episode, the guy comes up to the main character, this guy who's like, I guess her boyfriend, and she gives him a kiss and she goes, "You smell like puke." And he goes, "That's because I just puked, but now I can drink more." And I'm like, oh, what a fine character. Oh yeah, you got to snag that one. He's going to be a real winner there.
Puking is like something that is so big in like every fucking show or movie now. I'm just like, do we really have to do that in everything?
I saw this guy get tasered, and when he got tasered, he just vomited. And was
it on Jackass?
No, this is on online. And but they tasered him, and then he went, and they lowered him. They were holding him on either arm, and then they laid him down on the ground because just this yellow vial came out of his mouth. It's vile. Yeah, so it was disgusting. Let's see, American Idol. We're almost at the end of Hollywood Week, so I think that's tonight's episode, and enjoying that. And a lot of really good cooking shows out there right now. There's the Julia Child Challenge, where Julia Childs is actually the host of this challenge show. And so each week she'll go, so this week we're going to make a French dish. And then she kind of basically whatever she said in her show, 50 years ago. And then that's the challenge for these people to do. And so they've got judges that are kind of mentoring these home cooks. So it's kind of fun. And the set they created looks like exactly like Julia Child's kitchen from the old series. And the other one is Tournament of Champions, or as Guy Fieri calls it, TOC. And that's where he's basically bringing in all these celebrity chefs and putting them against each other to make a competition show, since we don't have Iron Chef anymore, and we don't have like the next Food Network star going on, hasn't been going on for a while. This is a way of, keeping these people out in the public, because for the longest time, the people from Top Chef were not coming over to the Food Network, which is ridiculous, because Bravo only has one fucking show that does cooking, and the Food Channel is nothing but cooking. So if you want to be a celebrity chef, you need to go where there's opportunity. So finally, Guy and some of the channel itself has been trying to integrate some of these people in. And so like half of the people on this now have been people who were part of the Top Chef competition. So it's kind of fun and exciting. And I love challenge cooking. I guess that's what it's called, where you're chefs going against chefs, and I also love the fact that Guy also brings on people that he's met during his diners, drive-ins, and dinettes. Like if he meets a chef out there that's really charismatic and works really well on TV and seems to have some talent, he'll bring them on to Guy's Grocery Game. Nice. and cook. There's a woman up in Guerneville who Guy and his family would eat at her place all the time, and he got her on the show, and now she's actually in the competition this year. So it's really cool. So it's a fun show, and I really like what they're doing with these people. I like seeing these famous these celebrity chefs. I can't really say they're famous. They're
Right.
famous because they're on TV.
Yeah.
But what it's also doing is it's taking really talented chefs that we have never seen before. Like the guy on the season, the first time they had the guy who created the French Laundry, which
Oh,
was
right. Yeah.
which was, I think his name is Thomas Hiller, and that was considered. I mean, imagine Napa had the best restaurant in the nation for a couple of years. That they were considered the finest restaurant in the nation, and I've been there, and it was good, and it's beautiful. But it's like it's very cool, and so I'm really enjoying these shows, and that's one good thing about winter time on television is we get lots of new food programs.
Mhm.
So that's pretty much. I was going to bring the girls in today, but they haven't done much since last week because we've had this weird weather.
Right.
So hopefully they're still kind of not droopy, but they get long and spindly, so they kind of flop over.
Mhm.
Two of them are growing the right way, but I want to see some movement before I give them their screen debuts.
Okay, cool. Nice. I give his nipples some screen debut. Yeah. All right. Well, as for me, it's been a long and crazy week. But I did manage to, there's nothing super duper that I'm gonna talk about. Although I will say that my mom has a hernia. So that's something that we gotta kind of deal with.
Now, does she know where she got it from?
No.
Because a lot of people don't realize you can get a hernia just from rolling over in bed.
Yeah. But I think this may have something to do with her colostomy, but I'm not totally sure. Anyway, but so I did watch a few things. I finally got into the I don't know, desire to watch a few things. So I watched, of course, I did watch the last aired episode of Call Me Kat.
So this is the series finale?
Yeah, I know. But this is an episode that I would actually challenge you to watch.
No.
Because it was like, it was so you. It was like, yeah, no, if this had been a series that you would have liked watching, you would have loved this episode because it really spoke to you. Anyway, so what was it about? Anyway, so basically it was the music.
But I hear it spoke to me, but you can't remember what it was about. Okay.
Are you done? So anyway, it was basically Cheyenne Jackson trying to get this girl to sing his song, and she's all one of those hashtag Instagram blah blah blahs, and there was bowling stuff in it. Anyway, it was a good episode. I did watch Jackass Forever. I know so many people were just shitting all over this movie, but I thought it was really good. Not only that, but I thought it was probably better than any of the others. And I'm not one of those people that really don't like to see people hurt, don't like to see, pranks and stuff like that. But at the same time, I like to see stupid, kind of hot homo guys doing stupid stuff. And they did. There was a lot of it. And I love the fact that there's everybody of every type, every body size, every sexuality, everything, whatever. And they had some women in the group this time, which was pretty cool. And everybody's like on an equal basis. And I think Johnny Knoxville still looks hot too. So yeah, it was fun. And if you're into penis, there was lots of penis. It was really good.
Did you watch all the way through the credits?
Yes.
Okay, then you saw even more penises at the end.
Yes, we did. There were a couple of the pranks, like the snake shit and stuff like that. I was like, oh no, oh fuck no. But most of the rest of the stuff, I thought it was fun.
Oh, by the way, I saw a preview for, I think it's Alone, Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, oh my God, that's a cobra.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah, I would be, okay, I don't mind being naked out here, but if there's a fucking cobra, put me on a boat, put me on a plane, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking cobra?
Yeah. No, I don't do, no, those are bad. No, won't do it. So, and I don't even like to watch it. So
No, me either.
anyway, I did watch The Boys season 2 finally, and it was good. The story was fine. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was well done, but oh my God, the gore was just so fucking over the top. Ugh.
Well, I mean, it wasn't that much gorier than the last scene of season or episode, or the last season, the last episode.
Right? No, although there were lots more heads exploding, which I was just like, oh, seriously, that is so.
I love the heads exploding.
I know you do, and some people, I'm obviously exist because some people like to, the gore and think it's fun to watch the special effects and stuff, and I don't know. There's a point where it's like, okay, this is just gross now. But
I like the fact that that Captain America doesn't feel that he's so in control anymore, and I appreciate that, because I hated his holier than thou rampage through season 1, and just seeing him like get his in season 2 was fun.
Yes, definitely. So the story is there, and they need more. They need more gay, and they need more butts. Although the butt at the end was pretty nice, even if it was his.
I want to tell Aquaman that I'm a manatee and see if he goes for it.
He is so cute, and that ass doesn't quit. Anyway, oh, am I talking? I don't care. This is our show. Here we talk dirty. Anyway, then I did watch season 2 of Bridgerton, and I really enjoyed it. Again, no gay, like not even a little gay, not even.
I know, but the whole show is so gay. That's the thing.
Yeah, and the lead character, the guy that plays the Viscount, he is gay in real life, which is awesome.
Well, which one is he?
The one who is like the main. Oh, the
I
one.
know you're supposed to go. The guy I'm sitting in front of.
The guy I'm sitting on. Anyway.
No.
But yeah, there was just the first season they had lots of gay teasing and stuff like that, and this one nothing. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know, what's going on. Did Netflix see the show before it came on?
Right. So I don't know what the fuck, but and there wasn't as much nudity and sex and stuff as in the first one, which for the most part, okay, they delivered on the story, they delivered on it was good, but people do like a little bit of extra titillation, and there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make your story bad. It doesn't make it not art. It just means that
maybe they can watch Jackass.
Maybe they can.
Yeah, watch Jackass and a little bit of Jackass, episode of Bridgerton,
or some
and then keep going back and forth until you've seen the whole episode or all 8 episodes and all of the movie of Jackass.
So what do you think of Bridgerton?
Well, I am only halfway through, but I enjoy the show. I like the, just the bitchiness of it, because, I know it's written for women, but if this could be easily played by drag queens and gay men.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
And it would be so much fun.
Yeah.
But it's still so much fun. It's like, I'm surprised because Netflix doesn't, they usually don't go without, you've got to have at least one gay character in there.
Right, exactly.
In most cases, it's multiple gay characters.
Yeah.
But, maybe 13 Reasons Why balanced out Bridgerton. So they had so many gay characters on there that they said, you don't have to have season 2 any gay characters.
It may be.
Yeah.
But
I mean, all in the past 2 seasons, both lead actors, both love interests have been openly gay in their own life. So maybe they get away with that.
Maybe. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I will say though that this show is really perfectly cast. There is no, you can look at a show sometimes and go, that character could have been better cast or played by XYZ. In this one, I don't. I love them all.
Yeah, it's always like, okay, whose friend is Marion?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. But not in this one. They're just all perfect. So,
yeah,
all right.
Just to give that, I want to give that a reference. Back when we were in theater, it never fully cast a goddamn show with good actors. And it never failed that we would bring in one person, give them the smallest role we could because they actually said they would do it.
Yeah.
And then they were terrible. And one particular show, the actress's name was Marion, right?
I think so.
And so everybody became Marion. It's kind of like Karen.
Yeah.
So
she literally at the end of one scene had to have a heart attack, and she would just say her line and then go, and her head would cock to the side, and you're just like,
and the lights would go down quickly.
Yes. As quickly as possible. Okay, and then I started watching last night. I want to start watching the Star Trek stuff, but I wasn't in the mood last night, so I watched this series that just popped up on Netflix called The Last Bus. It's a British show. You heard anything of it?
No.
Yeah, it was one of the, when you sign on to Netflix and they have the big thing and they start playing it, going, oh, watch this. And I was like, okay. So it's this group of kids in Britain who get on a really old rickety bus and they go to some science thing and it's at a period where there's this person, I guess, but all you see is like a great big hologram of the person. And so it could be a computer or something. I wasn't clear on it.
Was it Whitney Houston?
No, but so basically the computer or the person or whoever has brought back species that were near extinction, as like solved world, like the climate crisis and like all the kind of bad things that are wrong with the world and everything. It's like it has pretty much started the world back into the right direction. But then it has concluded that the problem is that man is the one that is fucking everything up. Therefore, it would be better without man. So creates these little pods, and the little pods all come out, and then at this big convention where all these kids, I don't know why there's no real adults or anything, but all these kids that's when they decide to launch the robots. And so the robots are flying around, and like the kids are like and disappearing and zapping and like everybody, and then they get in a bus, this like 6 of them or something, they get in a bus and they go back to school and find out that like all their families and everybody else are just gone. There's nobody left. And so now they think that maybe they were evacuated to a military base nearby, so they're going to go there. But
it's a series.
Yes, it is a 10-episode series. It's pretty easy to get through, especially if you have the certain moments where you hit that 10-second ahead button, which I did. But it basically, with ends and everything, it comes down to watching about 30 minutes. So it goes by pretty quick. So I watched 6 episodes of it. I've got 4 more to go. It's 10 episodes. It's okay. But I did read something where it says the end of the series explained. So I'm like, okay. So am I going to get to the end of the series and go, what the fuck was that? We'll see. And then I did go see Morbius in the theater. It is fun. It is fun. If you are really into Marvel, if you're really into Morbius, go see it. If you are kind of questioning, well, I'm not sure if I want to see it, wait till it comes to Disney or Netflix or wherever it goes. It is one of the Marvel movies that it's also done by I don't know, Paramount or
Oh, it's
Columbia.
Sony.
Sony. Okay.
So yeah, it'll go to probably Paramount Plus.
Okay. So wait till it goes there if you're not totally into it. It's Jared Leto, of course, and then Matt Smith, who is in The Crown. He was Doctor Who, the third Doctor Who in the newer series. It had all the elements to be a really great film, but it ended up really doing the action formula thing. Didn't really give him a reason why the bad guy was the bad guy. Really didn't. I mean, all the nuance that you expect from Marvel movies, all the build up, just wasn't there. So it was fun, but if you're not sure about it, just wait. Watch it on Paramount Plus.
Did you know the Batman movie is nearly 3 hours?
Why? Why did it do that? And it better not be a fucking origin story again.
It probably is. Did you watch this week's Saturday Night Live?
No.
Pete Davidson has a video where he's saying, that he doesn't want a movie now that's over 2 hours long and prefers it to be about an hour and a half. This is the whole Brian thing. Brian's been bitching about this. And at one point he goes, and that new Batman movie, it's longer than Lord of the Rings. And it's funny because you hear that, you go, wow, that's long.
Yeah.
That is long. So yeah, I'm so glad I did not see that in the theater. It's at least I can watch it in segments on when it comes to whatever HBO.
Right. I mean, it's like when they re-released the Batman, Superman, whatever or Justice League, I think it was. When they released the director's cut, that was almost like 4 hours long. It was really good, but I could watch it from home. I could pause if I needed to. I could come back to it if I needed to. And that's the thing. If you want to do a 3 hour movie or something, and it's on Netflix or Paramount or something, then I can sit here and pause it or whatever. That's cool. I'm all for that. Hell, I binge watch 6 hours of television at a time sometimes, but not in the theater.
Yeah, resume is your friend.
Yeah, 2 hours, good, okay, but past that, no. So anyway, that's just my opinion on that, though. And I did like that Pete Davidson they had this article about something about like how Pete Davidson became the center of our world or something like that, because I don't know who the fuck he is or where he came from, but I hear his name all the fucking time.
Well, he's fucking Kim Kardashian, so.
Yeah, that's how. I thought they broke up. No? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care. But Kanye hates him, and he.
Oh, then I like him.
He has poison in his mouth for Pete Davidson.
There you go. All right. Let's see. We want to remind you to be loud, be proud, be too much, and be you. Fat Marker Clothing wants those of us who have been told that we are too much of something. Turn those negatives into positives. And Chubs Gone Wild listeners, you can do that by using the code FMWildChub to get 20% off anything while ordering over at fatmarkerclothing.com. And they've got some really cool new shirts out that I've been seeing their models wearing. And yeah, I might have to go try to order one of those.
Oh my God, they're making deviled eggs on TV, and then they're putting big shrimp on top of them, covering the top of the deviled egg. So you get like a big shrimp and a deviled egg.
It's kind of interesting if it really
they say you can also put crab or lobster on top as well. But see, I wouldn't eat it all in one bite. That's too big.
Yeah.
Because the usually deviled egg is what?
It's not an amuse-bouche.
No, it's not. If the deviled egg isn't piled too high, I can get the whole thing in. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I like. And yeah.
Oh. I think I have a problem with something going on this weekend, this Saturday at I'm not sure which one of the animal places, if it's Front Street or if it's the ASPCA or one of those, but they've got a rabbit giveaway. And you know,
It's going to be there
anyway. But the one thing I think is wrong with that is, do you really want to do a rabbit giveaway 2 weeks before Easter?
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, that's like, you know, when they go, oh, give a puppy for Christmas, you know, and then after Christmas, you still have the puppy. That these aren't presents, these aren't decorations. And afterwards, you know, you've got, you know, you say, oh, look, we've got a rabbit for Easter. This is great. Now what do we do? Well, you feed them the couch. That's what you do.
True.
But you know, I mean, it's just, I think it's really interesting because they always are saying never give this kind of, you know, never give an animal as a gift for a holiday, because it's not just for that holiday. It's a forever animal, not 2 week animal.
Exactly. I had a bunny when I was a kid. His name, well, inventive. I think I called him Easter. Anyway, he lived a good long time, and he had many bunny babies. And he was very gentle and was a neat little bunny. So that was fun. But I knew that he was like, you know, you had to take care of him, and you had to,
right.
You know,
and you can't just throw him in the backyard and hope for the best.
Right, exactly. So anyway, all right. So we have decided to do a new segment. Well, it's not a new segment, it's our advice segment, but we're changing it up just a little bit this time, and maybe a little bit in the future too. But this comes from a Reddit post called "Am I the Asshole?" So here we go. The question is, am I an asshole for my reaction to my dad finding out I had a girl date? I am 17 years old, female. Over the last couple of months, I have come out as queer to the people closest to me, mom, brother, and friends. They all don't care. They all didn't care much. It wasn't a big deal. My dad is practically a ghost in my life, just walks in and out as he pleases. So, of course, he missed my coming out. Anyway, he came around recently, and I had a date with a girl. I was ready to leave, and my mom yelled, "Have fun on your date." He immediately started with the weird thing dads do in movies, trying to be protective, saying, "Let me meet him and shake his hand, see if he's a real man." I, of course, tried to correct his assumption, but he just kept interrupting me, so I let it be. My date pulls up in her car, and he is immediately rushing outside to meet him. He sees a girl and says, "Oh, you're having one of your friends drop you off." And I said, "No, that's my date." He is a Catholic and starts going on about hell and the Bible. All that I bend and all that. So I bend down and pick up a tiny stone and throw it at him. He gives me a what the fuck look, and I said, "The Bible says to stone adulterers." I laugh in his face and walk to my date's car. My mom thinks I'm in the right, which is a bit of a red flag, but my brother thinks it was unnecessary, and my dad says I embarrassed him in front of my date. Am I the asshole?
No.
Nope.
No, actually, I think that was pretty good, coming up with throwing the rock at the adulterer.
Yeah.
That fast. Oh, the dad's embarrassed in front of your date. You mean screaming and touting the Bible wasn't embarrassing enough?
Right?
Yeah.
The fuck? So no, I don't think you're the asshole at all. Anyway, so that's if let us know what you think about that. If you would like us to do more of those, as well as the advice segments, let us know. All right, hey Chubs, what's the farthest you've ever ridden on a bus?
To Ashland, Oregon, to see William Hurt and Gene Smart in Long Day's Journey Tonight.
Aww.
But that was a weekend thing. It was probably 3 days. We camped, and then we went into town and watch the shows, and then we came back. And so, yeah, it was, and otherwise, school. That's the farthest. And I did, it's funny because I don't think I took the bus to junior high and maybe my first year of high school, and then the younger ages. But I lived right next to my school in 6th grade, and then my dad either drove me to school or I was driving myself for most of my high school years. Yeah.
Neat. Okay. For me, Berkeley, when we went and saw the Matthew Shepard story. So yeah. Oh, well, no, hold on. I don't know if Reno or Berkeley is farther. But anyway, that's it. I hated riding the bus when I was a kid. I just got picked on and shoved around and shit. So fuck that. Hey Chubs, did you get read bedtime stories?
Probably. I don't remember.
Okay. I know that my great grandmother read me some bedtime stories when I was little, like little. After that, I don't think so. So, yeah, I read my own bedtime stories basically, which was pretty much Snoopy comic books and those hardback Disney fairy tales.
See, I would always watch Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits and then try to sleep.
Oh yeah, they didn't.
Well, I was only 3. And they let me watch these shows, and they terrified me.
Yeah, when I was a kid like that, up until I was like, I don't know, 8 or something like that, I had to go to bed at like 8 o'clock. No, I had to go to bed at 5 or 6 o'clock because that's what the kindergarten teacher said. So I had to go. So I'm like wide awake being a kid in the afternoon, and it's still light out, everything else, but I have to have my dinner and go to bed. And I fucking hated it. I hated it so much. And I didn't sleep for hours. But finally my mother got over that. And I could watch like the 8 o'clock and sometimes the 9 o'clock comedies that they would have, like the Mork and Mindy and Laverne and Shirley and stuff. And then I'd have to go to bed.
Yeah, with I asked my mom because I remember, I can't remember what grade it was, but my mom got a phone call from the teacher going, do you really think that Tommy should have an open, he can go to bed whenever he wants to at his age? And she goes, if he goes to bed at 8 o'clock and then he gets up at 5 o'clock, then I have to get up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And if he goes to bed at 10 o'clock and gets up at 6:30, then I only have to get up at 6:30. So yeah, he can go to bed whenever he wants to. If he gets tired, he can go to bed early, but I'm not getting up early. And it's like, okay. But it's smart. It's funny because I had friends on the other hand. And of course, remember, I was an only child technically because of the age difference between me and my brother. But so I would go to, the thing is that my parents didn't mind me being up. I was one of those strange children that got along better with adults than kids.
Me too. Same.
And so because I had other friends, I said, well, how come you're putting your kids to bed at 7 o'clock at night? Why? And they go, because then when they're in bed, then I can have my life back. Oh, okay. Because they have multiple kids, and they're going to be, nothing like 10 o'clock at night having kids screaming and playing. Yeah, but I was the kid watching all the TV. I remember watching All in the Family in my bedroom, and my parents didn't want anything to do with it. And then it became popular, and then when it was popular, then we're in the living room watching it. But at that point, I was probably 13 or 14 watching All in the Family while my parents were watching, Marcus Welby MD or something like that. But yeah, so I was always just more mature in that sense, that I got along with adults.
Yeah, I had the same thing. I was always much more comfortable and able to converse with adults, but kids my own age were just, I don't know, they were always such assholes to me most of the time. I didn't.
And they were loud. They
Yeah.
were loud, and they were just.
I remember, speaking of the TV stuff, I remember one time I went into show and tell. And I said, did anyone have anything for show and tell? And so I went up there and I said, I bet I know a song that you don't know. And then I started singing the theme song to Happy Days, and everybody, of course, fucking knew it. So I felt like a total idiot. But yeah, the whole 5 o'clock was a recommendation from the kindergarten teachers to all the parents that they put their kids to bed at 5 o'clock. And my mom was like, I thought it was stupid, but I just thought, okay, well, that's what you do. So, all right. Hey, take a guess. If I can find it. In 2021, what was the most viewed TV show among US streaming platforms?
2021?
Uh-huh.
Bridgeton.
No. It was in 2021 on Netflix, Criminal Minds, the crime drama procedural that aired on CBS from 2005 to 2020, scored as the most viewed TV among all US streaming platforms tracked by Nielsen.
I just got a text that says they're looking for men suffering from frequent urination due to an enlarged prostate.
Are you going?
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't either, thankfully. Okay, but if anyone out there is, they're looking for you, and it's okay.
Why they call me?
Because you're special. I don't know. Maybe one of your medications you're on. I don't know.
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. All right. Hey, what's in your lunchbox? Mr. Moose wrote in and said, "Hi, girls." No, he didn't really, but he said roasted a turkey breast. Ooh. So hopefully I don't have to cook much this week. Oh, who am I kidding? It'll be gone in 2 meals, right? Side of mashed potatoes and steamed green beans with fresh strawberries for dessert. That looks really good. Did he talk about what gravy that is? What kind of gravy is that?
Oh, I didn't see this part. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a brown gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably if it's turkey or chicken, it'll be some sort of poultry. If he roasted it himself, which he said he did, he had enough stuff left over that he could make roux from or pan gravy.
That's a really good, smooth looking gravy.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Also, sandwich night, Jersey Mike's number 5, stolen from their website. The super sub, big, bold, and zesty. The name says it all. Stacked with flavor, our super sub comes layered with provolone ham, prosciutto, prosciutto. Okay, and cappuccino, cappuccino. Anyway, try it Mountain Mike's way and never look back. It's a good sandwich. Now, while I was away today, Mr. Moose sent in 2 more. So we're going to take a look at them. Now, Tom, you're not going to be able to see these, unfortunately, just yet. But so you have to go over to the website at facebook.com/chubsgonewild, and you can see them there. There is a beautiful picture of dry, shredded, hot beef with carrots and celery, which made him sweat. Moose sweat. And also, hubby's birthday lunch of egg foo young.
Yum.
Looked good, but I can't wrap my head around it. It's an omelet. I know, right? Yeah.
Well, it's actually more of a what do you call those quiches that don't have crusts?
Something
Something with an F. It's more of that. But I love egg foo young, and the best place in Sacramento to get it is at Shanghai Garden.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, they're so tasty because basically it's an omelet, but it's got egg and it's got bean sprouts and usually some sort of meat, depending on what you put in there, and some vegetables, and then they make it into a pancake.
That's nice.
And then the sauce that they put over it, oh my God. I was thinking about masturbating with it, but no, I'd want to lick my hands afterwards.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I've seen those videos too.
Oh yeah, I have too.
All right. So that aside,
Are you going to include my lunch?
I would love to include your lunch. Would you like to tell us about it?
Well, I did mention it earlier. Remember, it's
Yes, but
Popeyes.
Tell us again. It's because
Popeyes 2 can dine meal, which is 6 chicken strips, 2 orders of Cajun fries, 2 biscuits got tossed. And
tossed biscuits, nice.
Yeah, well, all these places give you biscuits, and I wish they had a thing that said, do you want to not have the biscuits? Because then I would not get the biscuits because I throw them away. I used to feed them to Honey. And, and she loved them, but that was I just don't like. I don't eat that much bread.
Most of the time, I hate to say, but there's very few biscuits that come with stuff like that I actually liked. They're usually like by the time we get them, they're dried out. They're
hard on the outside.
Things that you want to throw at adulterous fathers. What can I say?
Oh my.
I know. All right. Well, send us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. Leave us a comment at chubsgonewild.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com. Guess what? It's /chubsgonewild. Watch our videos over at YouTube. Just go over there and, I guess you search Chubs Gone Wild. Also, please become a patron of the show over at patreon.com/MattBurlingame. Find Tom's movie and TV reviews over at swannerandjed.com. Find their podcast at iTunes or at iHeartRadio. Also, find out more about my books at justkisstheguy.com and check out my other podcast at biggaysexshow.com. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
Ask Queen. And that brings us to a close of another fabulous episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, for supporting us and participating in the show. And send us an email. Let us know what's up. Send us a phone call. Say, hey, girl, hey. All right. We will catch you next week. All right. Bye.
Bye.